So we've been working with not only Miami-Dade County Solid Waste, but also other municipalities, because one thing that I'm sure a lot of you are aware of or may not be aware of is that not all recycling is done the same way throughout the county. Miami-Dade County has 34 municipalities and unincorporated Dade. Only 20 out of those 34 municipalities are covered by Miami-Dade County Solid Waste Department. The rest of the municipalities either get their own private company, have then other haulers that they contract with, or even out contract to solid waste, but not in the same way. So there was a lot of confusion as to what you can recycle in Hialeah is not the same thing that you can recycle in City of Miami. City of Miami, for example, being one that is not under the solid waste, Miami-Dade County Solid Waste. They have their own recycling. They have their own recycling rules and regulations. So there was a lot of confusion. So this is our website. And so we wanted to make sure that people understood that basically that was the thing. You had to select your municipality because, again, depending on where you live, there are certain things that are accepted and some things that are not accepted. And so we wanted to create a visual map to show that there are differences in the county. And so the first step is really to take you to this curbside. And we wanted to make sure that people understood that this was only for single family homes. So the information is for curbside. I know I get a lot of people saying, but I live in a condo. What information can I get? And that's something that you would have to ask your condo board. It is law that every condo should provide a recycling service, but the level of what they recycle is completely up to the condo and the HOA. So you'll see that a lot of condos just recycle paper or cardboard, which is the most common thing that is recyclable. And then if you're lucky and you're in other condos, you might recycle more. But because there's so many differences between, and there's no like uniformity with condos, there's no way that we can relate that information. So things that we could get information for were these curbside for single family homes. So we try to make it clear that that is a single family home in any of the county. So for example, the first thing you'll see is this drop down list where you can choose where you live, and then right away it'll pop out what is not acceptable for recycling, right? And so you can see in Sweetwater, no aluminum foil, no aluminum pans. And we wanted to make it interactive. So we wanted to have pictures. And so you can see that we looked at common items and categories. And so plastic bags, that is one item that is not recyclable curbside anywhere. So we wanted to make that, and that is a number one item that causes contamination in the recycling. And so talking with the solid waste department and with the county, they were like, please, please, please make sure everybody knows the number one thing that causes our recycling to have high contamination is plastic bags. And that's commonly where people put their recyclables in the plastic bag and stick that plastic bag in the bin, and then that causes contamination. So you can kind of play around, and we wanted to make it as easy to tell what the items were. You can go to North Miami and you can see that there are slight differences on what is what they would take curbside or not. So then underneath we have certain recycling guidelines. Do these, not these. Empty and rinse all containers, right? Keep items loose. Do not put them in a bag, flatten cardboard. And so these are general tips. We talk about different tips for different materials, glass, right? What are not recyclable, glass items, right? Then if you need a recycling bin and you live within those 20 out of 34 municipalities that take Miami-Dade solid waste, you'll call 311 to get a bin. Um, so this is our main page. Then we have, and you might have seen a specialty item. So things that are not that you can't put in your recycling bin that you wish you could, or that you wish you could reuse. We put a specialty recycling item for those locations. So for example, if you're looking for batteries, if you're looking for textiles, then you can go here. There's also a list of common items, right? And that you can click on, or you can start typing. If it's not something in A, like for example, let's say it's something with a G, you'll start typing glossy paper, for example, or glasses. It'll pop up and it will tell you locations where you can drop these things off, as well as other accepted items. We try to get as much information as we could in terms of like the hours of operation, but obviously always call. And because we know that sometimes things change, locations may stop taking something, or there might be a location that we are missing. We included these forms so that it becomes kind of like a citizen science component to our website, where you can submit either report a location that doesn't take a specific item anymore, or you can suggest a new location and give us the information on what they take. So we also, again, since we're an education organization, we put plenty of information related to some quick tips, what you can do to reduce your waste. One thing that we don't have in here is specific information about compost. And so I know that we've gotten at least one suggestion to add information on where to compost. So we're building a kind of guidebook on that we will link here. If you're on the main site, then here's just general information about the site itself. Here are the 3 tabs that we have. What are the features are posted here. Then you can click and learn more about us, which is just our mission and who we've worked with. And then here's the information on if you want multifamily, condos, or businesses, you would need to contact us because those are specialized, tailored services. We're building up a calendar to highlight, oh, sorry, my light went off here, to highlight different events. For example, I know City of Coral Gables has a lot of like e-waste events, or during after the holidays, there's a lot of municipalities that take in trees, where you can have them be composted. So we want to be able to have that in this Google Calendar related everything to waste. We are in the process also of creating a mobile app that will be available in iOS and Android. We're working with some students so that it is easily accessible, but basically has the main information related to curbside and specialty recycling items. Another feature we're really excited about within our Learn tab, because we want to make this family friendly, and because, our flagship program is a school program, and we're hoping to be able to have students go through this website. Like I said, citizen science, maybe we'll do a citizen science project next school year so that students are using this site, their parents are using the site, and we can make it better and they can give us additional locations. But one thing that we created, and again, these are just why you should recycle. We have some games that I wanted to share with you all. We have some videos as well. And then we have, you know, top 10 recycling mistakes that people make. So you can come in here and say, wait a minute, why, what do I do with batteries? Why can't I put it in my recycling bin? What about food waste, right? What about medicine? Why can't I put it in my recycling bins? Why plastic, right? So these are the top 10 kind of mistakes that people put in. And we wanted to highlight that. So I wanted to show you our game. So we have two sets of games. We have one for ages 8 through 13 and another one for 14 through 18. And so I am going to show you this one. So basically, we have a video.
What is this mess? And what can we do about it? This is disgusting.
Every day, people throw away over 2 billion tons of waste worldwide, but much of it doesn't have to end up in a landfill. By recycling, composting, and reusing, we can reduce waste, protect the environment, and conserve natural resources. Recycling means turning old materials into new products. Items like plastic bottles, aluminum cans, glass jars, and paper can be collected, processed, and transformed into something useful again. Recycling just one aluminum can can save enough energy to power a TV for 3 hours. Yet only 1 in 3 cans is recycled. For plastics, it's even worse. 1 out of 11 is recycled. Composting is nature's way of recycling food scraps and yard waste. When organic materials like fruit peels, vegetable scraps, and leaves break down, they create nutrient-rich soil called compost. This compost helps plants grow and keeps food waste out of landfills, where it would otherwise produce harmful gas. In the U.S. alone, food waste makes up about 1/3 of all trash, but most of it could be composted. Reusing means finding new ways to use old items instead of throwing them away. For example, a glass jar can become a flower vase, an old t-shirt can be turned into a cleaning rag, and a sturdy box can be used for storage. Reusing just 1 ton of paper saves 17 trees, 7,000 gallons of water, and enough electricity to power a house for 6 months. By recycling, composting, and reusing, we can all help keep the planet clean, reduce pollution, and make the most of the resources we have. If everyone made small changes, we could significantly reduce the 14 million tons of plastic that end up in the ocean every year.
And so here you see be a green champion, do all 3 activities, and they earn a trophy. So just to show you, basically, this is a to move, they'll have to basically do a beach cleanup. They have to come up here, and then there's items that they go around and they play, and they'll tell you if you collected something wrong. And then you go through the arrows. So that's one game. Each story that I'm not going to go through, but basically more about why it's, beach cleanups are a great way to do your part. There is a sorting game on what is recyclable, right? If you can recycle it, put it in the blue bin. If you can't recycle it, if you're doing it wrong, it'll give you that sound. And so there's stories, there's games, and I'm not going to play the other one, but just for an older crowd, for young, this is for the younger audiences, but we have one for 14 through 18. There's like a fishing game, so they have to pull out the plastic. There's another sorting game, which has composting. There's like a maze where they have to pick up items to compost, and then they have another game where they have to find the chemical waste that will go to the chemical centers that you cannot put in either your recycling bin or your regular bin. And so this right now is where we are, and we have just a very quick check if you just want to go to Coral Gables and see about cereal boxes. It'll give you like a very quick yes. Or if it's not something that you recycle, this one is, but you can view and it'll take you back here. So that's the gist of what we have developed, and really would like for you all as experts in the field to give us feedback. I'm going to drop the link of our survey that we have. And again, please be honest, because what we want is for this resource to be something that can be used by families, that they'll continue to visit and can serve as a resource to make sure that we're recycling correctly and lower that contamination rate.